What's up, YouTube and the Wii Nation, man? Wii fans out there. This is Reezon coming back at you, and I'm making another video today. This is a two-part game review. By two parts, I don't mean two-part videos. I don't think I'll need that much time. If I do, I'll let you know. But this is basically two reviews in one video on two Wii games that I find to be very enjoyable. I've had them for a little while now, and I just figured let me do a review. You know what I'm saying? So the first game that I'm gonna review, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, the Nintendo Wii version. Alright, this to me and to a lot of reviewers is the definitive version of the game. Now I'll start off with the story. First of all, this game covers the story of what happens between the two trilogies, between episodes 1 through 3 and 4 through 6. Between 3 and 4, well, a lot of us were in the dark about what happened, especially a lot of us Star Wars fans. I mean, we imagine, we dream up, what could have happened between that time period as the Galactic Empire was being established and the Jedi's were basically non-existent. So this game basically fills in the gap for us, and I've heard interviews where George Lucas says that this story could be considered canon. For us Star Wars nuts out there, that's huge. So, anyways, the story of the game is exactly that. What happens between episode 3 and 4? What happens is that Darth Vader is secretly, without the knowledge of the Emperor, raising up an apprentice named Starkiller. And Starkiller was found by Darth Vader as a young boy on the planet Kashyyyk, on the Wookiee planet Kashyyyk, I think it was, where Darth Vader was tracking down the last of the Jedi. And he found him, and he saw how strong the Force was with him, and he raises him up as a Sith. And he uses Starkiller to go and dispatch of the remaining Jedi in the first couple missions of the game. And he's always telling Starkiller that there's a plot, that he's raising Starkiller up so that Vader and Starkiller can destroy the Emperor and rule the galaxy together. But as we know, the Sith always betray each other. So, but that's the story, that's the plot. Along the way, Starkiller starts to see the way the dark side works, and there's some betrayal, and he also starts to catch some feelings for his female pilot Juno, who's the pilot that's been assigned him to take him from mission to mission. And with run-ins with classic characters like Senator Organa, I think Chewbacca's in the game. Some of the Jedi Masters. After run-ins with all these different characters, the light side of the Force starts to take over, and he starts to go from being a Sith to being a Jedi. So it's a very great story. It's a very well done plot. It would be a hell of a movie if they ever made it. I know they're not going to, but that would be great. It's just a wonderful story. So the story for me is airtight, no loopholes. It's great. And I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I would know if they're doing a little something crazy, don't make no sense. Nah, they're pretty legit. So it's a good story. That's the plot of the game. Gameplay. Gameplay is the main reason for me why the Wii version is the superior version when compared to the 360 and the PS3 versions. What do I mean by that? Well, obviously the graphics are not going to be as nice and as polished as they are on the PS3 and 360. And even for the Wii, they're not the greatest graphics ever. They're decent, But the ability to use your Wiimote as a lightsaber. The game recognizes down, up, left, and right slashes, and even stab. So it recognizes all those motions pretty flawlessly. You don't need to stand there and waggle. As a matter of fact, if you sit there and waggle, you're not going to get combos. You got to do precise movements, and you're going to come out with some nasty combos. And then the nunchuck controls your force powers. So if you push the nunchuck like that, you're going to do a force push. If you hold down the C button on the nunchuck, he does like a force choke where he holds the person, and then you can actually lift them up, bring them close, move them around. It's awesome. It makes you feel like you're really that Jedi, really that Sith with those powers. The gameplay is unparalleled. Other reason that I feel the Wii version is superior is because of the content. The Wii has two extra levels in the one-player campaign that are not appearing on the 360 and PS3 version. I mean, I don't know if later on they had those levels brought through downloadable content, but as far as the original game itself, the package you get when you pay for it, the Wii had two bonus levels that the 360 and PS3 did not have. One of them being the Jedi Temple, which was epic, and the other, I forgot what the other level was, but the other part of the content that's not in any other consoles is a dual version. A dual mode, which is a two-player mode where you can pick from a list of Jedis and Siths, and everybody, man. Everybody from Qui-Gon, Darth Maul, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader, everybody, Mace Windu, whoever, and put them one on one and fight in fully destructible arenas using force powers and a lightsaber. I mean, it's awesome. Uh, Controls, I said, were great. The story, the gameplay. I mean, that's pretty much it, man. The game does a really good job. I haven't seen very many, if any, problems with the frame rates. Pretty much consistent throughout the whole game. Like I said, the graphics aren't the best. The graphics is the part of the game that takes a hit. They could have made it nicer looking, but it's still a very nice looking game. I've seen a lot worse, and it's just a great Star Wars game for Star Wars fans to have. So, Star Wars: The Force Unleashed on Nintendo's Wii, I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think it's really good. The only reason I didn't give it, full score is number one, I don't believe many games at all can reach 10. Very few games can be a 10 out of 10. And secondly, the graphics could have used work. But I'm very impressed with this title, and I love playing it. Second game I'm reviewing is the High Voltage's The Conduit, published by Sega on Nintendo Wii. This game is a first-person shooter, really of epic proportions. I really liked it. Basically, I'm gonna start with the story. From what I remember, the story is basically you're this government agent named Michael Ford, and you've been contacted by Mr. Adams, who is the leader of some type of society or organization within the government called the Trust. And he commissions you to go and get back a secret artifact called the ASC, the All-Seeing Eye, which is like the circular globe. I mean, you see him here holding it in the cover art. That's it right there. You're commissioned to go and retrieve that from a group of quote-unquote terrorists that are being led by a quote-unquote terrorist named Prometheus. And after the first like 2 levels, when you finally track them down and destroy everybody and get the ASC back, you find out as the game goes by that Adams and the Trust are the real bad guys, and they just used you as a pawn. And because of you, they got the president on their side now, and they're trying to overrun the capital and the country. And they're using these aliens, an invading race of aliens that I don't think so much they're invading, I think they're being created by this organization, but whatever. The aliens are called the Drudge, and they're very good looking as far as the character and model design, but I'll get to that later in the graphics. And so that's the story. You see that you were used by him, and now Prometheus, the quote-unquote terrorist that you were trying to stop, is really your closest ally, and he walks you through the rest of the game and gives you your mission briefings and helps you, get through the game. So basically, it's about stopping the Trust and the Drudge, the alien race, together from overtaking the nation, basically, and then the world. As far as the story, so it's a very intriguing story. It's nothing new. We've seen this type of stuff before, but it's good. Graphics, some of the best graphics on the Wii. Beautiful graphics. Everything is sharp. Everything is every object in the game that you see, everything you come across is beautifully done, beautifully rendered, smooth. Only complaint with that is that none of the environments are pretty much nothing in the environments is destructible. You can't blow up anything, which is kind of last gen. But as far as the graphics, they look beautiful. The weapons look beautiful, react beautifully. When you're loading your weapons, it just looks so real. And then the fact that the speaker on the Wiimote nunchuck, you'll hear like click and all that when you load your guns and all that, adds to the immersion. The character models are great. I mean, this game's graphics are pretty much, they're spotless, man. They're very nice. Controls, the best controls for any first-person shooter on the Wii. Fully customizable down to the smallest pixel. It has an online multiplayer mode that is great fun. It's loads of fun. The only problem with it is in the random matches, it's been hacked. So there's a lot of people using cheat codes and hacking, and that makes it not fun. But other than that, when you find a clean match and there's no hackers trying to ruin your game, I mean, it's so addicting. I'll sit there and play for hours at a time. So I mean, the Conduit, man, I give it a 9.0 out of 10. I think it was very well done, a good exclusive for the Nintendo Wii, and a hell of a first-person shooter with a great online mode. Can't wait for the sequel because the ending leaves it very open to a sequel. I'm not going to give no spoilers or anything like that, but just wanted to give you a quick little review on the game. Anything that I missed? Graphics, great. Gameplay, super fun. The gameplay is super fun, especially the online mode. And what else, man? The controls, like I said, are unmatched, bro. You can customize them fully, man. They're even better than Metroid Prime 3 Corruption's controls. So, like I said, 9 out of 10. Hope y'all enjoyed these reviews, man. Leave some comments if there's games you want me to review. If you want my friend codes, like for the Conduit or for any other game that I have to play with me online, hit me up. God bless y'all, and stay gaming.